Hi, this is Sarah from the Fargo Public Library, and today we're going to talk about a book for teens and young adults. It's The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. And this book definitely falls under the fractured fairy tale heading. However, I think it's probably the scariest fractured fairy tale I've read. In fact, I was so scared when I was reading it late one night that I actually had to switch to a different book to read before I felt safe enough to fall asleep. So if you like dark, scary tales with a bit of the supernatural, this could be a good read for you. However, if you're more into the Disney fairy tales, this might not be your cup of tea. So the Hazelwood, the main character, is named Alice Prosperpine, and the fact that her name is Alice should give you a clue as to where the story is headed. Now, Alice and her mother, Ella, have been kind of traveling around on the road most of Alice's life, and they're always trying to outrun the bad luck that seems to follow wherever they go. But they've actually managed to settle down in New York City for a while in a somewhat normal life, and Alice has even made a friend at school. She maybe even has a crush on this guy named Ellery Finch. Everything's going pretty well, but then suddenly her mother, Ella, is taken mysteriously, and she leaves just a message behind for Alice. Stay away from the Hazelwood. Now, what's the Hazelwood, you might wonder? Well, it's sort of a real place, but it's also the gateway to the hinterland, and that's the world that Alice's grandmother, who was a reclusive author with a cult following, wrote her haunting stories about. It's a world where people with names like Twice Killed Catherine and the Night Women roam. So Alice knows that even though her mother warned her not to go there, the only way to save her mother is to go to the Hazelwood. But she's never even met her grandmother or even read her stories, so she turns to her friend Ellery for help, because Ellery is a big fan of Alice's grandmother. He knows all the stories by heart. So Ellery and Alice set out on a road trip to find the Hazelwood, and that's where the real story begins. Do they find Alice's mother? There's all sorts of twists and turns. Do the characters in the hinterland and the Hazelwood have anything to do with the bad luck that's been following Alice and her mom? Well, you'll have to read to find out. Okay, I also just wanted to point out that this book has really nice pretty end papers if you get the print copy. We also have it available as an ebook and e-audiobook through Overdrive and an e-audiobook through Hoopla. And the Hazelwood just happens to be the next selection for the Young Adult Book Club, which is going virtual for June. It'll meet on June 29th at 6:30 p.m. And if you have questions, you can contact the other Sarah in the teen department at 701-298-6960. There's also a sequel out called The Night Country. And just to note that School Library Journal recommends this book for grades 9 and up. There is some violence, it's scary like we talked about, and there's a little bit of strong language. So enjoy, thank you.